So we're here in front of the XGME booth. Hi, so who are you?
My name is Phil Jones. I'm the technical editor for Projector Reviews.
Number one? You're the number one in the world?
Yeah, we are one of the biggest. So we probably review, I would probably say between 45 to 60 different projectors a year. So we've done pretty much all the 4 movies, the XGMEs, JVC, Sony, Christie, Barco, whether you're looking for a business projector at $100K down to a $500 outdoor theater projector.
Which one is the best for $500?
If I was going to tell you,
I want to see a 4K projector at $500.
I will tell you that is going to be. The problem is, think of it as if you were going to build a meal and you have ingredients that you're trying to make the meal for $25, right? You have to pick the ingredients that you use, right? At $500, you'll notice contrast, color, and brightness a lot more than more resolution. So one of our favorite projectors under $500 bucks.
Your mic, your little thing, just put it up here, it's a signal, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you put it on your badge?
I'll clip it here.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So
anyway, if I was going to get a projector under $500, I would be looking more at color contrast and brightness, right? True brightness, not LED lumens or ISO lumens. We're talking ANSI lumens. So for example, my favorite projector for outdoor is a Epson. It's called an EpiqVision Flex COW01. This is a over 3,000 lumen lamp-based, portable projector. But when you see it compared to any other projector at $500, the brightness, color, and color accuracy is much better. Are you gonna get the resolution? No. Does it have a lamp? Yes. But at $500 you can't beat the picture.
Is it full HD?
It's actually WXGA. So, but doesn't matter, because remember you're talking about sitting in a backyard looking at a movie from 12 feet away on a 120 inch screen. That extra resolution isn't really going to be as noticeable to you compared to other things. If I was into maybe an HD projector, then you're looking at something like Epson makes a nice little solid state HD model called the EpiqVision EF11. That's a great projector, but it only has like 1,000 ANSI lumens. If you're looking, another good one that's inexpensive would be something like JMGO or JMGO has a nice piece called an In1. That piece is really nice. That's a 4K model with smart features and built-in sound.
How much?
$1,000.
Just 1,000 for 4K,
yeah.
DLP.
DLP. Tri laser DLP Tri laser DLP HD. I'm sorry, so Tri laser DLP HD Smart with big sound system.
Yeah, I keep dreaming for the $500 4K projector that's just gonna destroy the whole market, or not destroy, but like. How do you get the best Netflix 4K experience at home? Do you recommend people get a projector no matter what, or like the real home theater experience?
Well, what's funny, like we have if you go to projectorreviews.com, we actually have a monthly series called Gaming on Projectors, and we have a reviewer who actually buys a game, plays it on a flat panel, like an advertised flat panel, and then plays it on a 130-inch projection screen. So if you really want immersiveness, a projector's still the way to go. Is it going to be, do you still have to think a little bit about ambient lighting? Yes, you do. But if you really want a cinematic experience, nothing still beats a projector. I just did a review for, I did an article for Sony a couple of weeks ago about they make projectors and they make flat panels. How do you decide? For most people, if you look at a projector versus a TV, the sweet spot right now is, or till this show, was about 85 inches. So if you look at a TV and you look at a projector at about 85 inches, you're spending about the same amount of money. Because you can get a projector now, of an 85-inch TV now for $1,000 US, and a really good one for about $4,000. But after that, the price goes like this. It's like a ski ramp. So when you start getting into 98s at 100, now you're talking 15 grand, 20 grand to get a big TV, and that's where the projector value comes in. Even if you can't afford a 115-inch screen, and say that 115-inch screen is only $5,000, how are you going to get it in an elevator up into your apartment? How are you going to move that unless you have a gigantic van? So there's going to be applications, even as projectors, as TVs get bigger, that projector may be the best way to go.
Maybe reflecting the light on the wall, on the screen, on the wall, that's the way to go, because that's how all the movies are designed. That's what cinema is.
Yeah, it looks more like cinema. That reflect.
Maybe better for the eyes.
It's better for the eyes. It's more of what you've seen.
Enjoyable, more natural, kind of.
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, if you're trying to watch something like an old movie, Apocalypse Now, how that light hit that screen and reflected too, there's a character to that. And people like that. There's a look, for example, movies are shot in 24p, but you can get TVs that can do 120 frames per second. You can get games that do 120 frames per second. All of the cameras can do well over 120 frames per second, but we still shoot in 24. Why? Because it has a look that people say cinema. And when you project something onto a screen, it has a look that is just cinematic. And it's going to be really difficult for you to get that same experience with a flat panel. Would a flat panel be brighter? Yes. Would it be more vibrant? Yes. You don't have to worry, so there is advantages to it, but it just doesn't look cinematic.
And you're going to check out the Samsung 8K?
Yeah, we're going to check out the Samsung 8K. Hisense has their 8K on the floor as well. I'm assuming that they both utilize the same DLP imager. I will tell you that
pixel shifting.
With pixel shifting. But I always remind people, when you look at 4K, there's only two types of native 4K panels available. One is in the Sony, that's the SXRD, and one is in the JVC, that's a DLIA. Those are the only ones that have an 8.3 million or 8.8 million pixels to make it a true native 4K display. DLP projectors with DLP chips have less than that, but by using pixel shifting, it can generate that many pixels on the screen. Oh. Now, we don't differentiate that much because people go, well, that's not true 4K. Well, actually it is. If you look at a DLP projector, it only shows you one color at a time, but it's moving so fast that you're not seeing red and then green and then blue, you're seeing purples and reds and everything else. If you cannot tell that projector is only showing you one color at a time, you're not gonna be able to tell that mirror is writing 4 pixels. So to the human eye, it's more about displayed resolution more than native resolution. And
I thought they were native by now. But they do have the native for the big stuff, the industrial and the cinemas and stuff.
Yeah, but you got to remember what happens with that. Let's talk about what the challenges are. You have a chip that's, say it's a 4.7 inch chip, right? And that 4.7 inch chip has 2.2 million pixels on it. Well, if putting 4 times more mirrors in that chip is going to be quite difficult. You got the motors and all that stuff, right? So the quickest way is to make that chip bigger. So now you end up with a chip, instead of being 4.7, almost 2 inches. Well, if you have a chip that's almost 2 inches, that means a bigger lens. That means a bigger light source. That means a bigger chassis. And now you end up with a box like you see in the commercial pieces that are gigantic. So eventually they'll be able to scale down and get more mirrors in a smaller chip, but that's a challenge.
Is there a chance the micro LED is going to disrupt the market?
Well, micro LED is disrupting the flat panel market.
But how about they disrupt the projectors too? Because some of them are talking about a huge brightness and what you can put in a projector.
Like I said, to me, I think micro LED is probably going to be the future. But you have to remember that, like right now, you're still caught with pixel density. The reason why most micro LED screens are gigantic is because they can only fit so many pixels per inch. So of course there are 160 inches because they can't get them any smaller.
But if you take the micro display and you just do millions of nits,
like you
put the lens in front and it becomes a projector.
But you got to remember, but at the same time, you could do that, but a laser is always going to be more efficient. If you look at XGME, we just reviewed the XGME Ultra, which is probably one of the nicest lifestyle projectors. Colors are accurate, tri-laser, no laser speckle, very little color fringing. It's amazing as an LED device. They're going back to 3 RGB with a phosphor wheel in the new series because a laser is still, if you want to generate huge amounts of light, a laser is going to be the best way to go. So you trying to do the same amount of light with an LED that you can do with a laser, the laser's always going to win. Cool. You know,
that's awesome. It's a great show. It's so much innovation in this space. It's a fascinating world, the projector world, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's cool that you still come to the show and you still see people showing projectors and flat panels. Like you walk around the show, it's turning into more of a technology show, and there's less manufacturers like Sony and Samsung. These guys are bringing less product, but there's still people bringing cool consumer stuff, so you can see what the future has to hold.
A couple years ago, I went to the World Expo in Dubai, and there was so many huge Panasonic projectors and every kind of huge demos that they had. They had a huge, like a sphere. There's just a bunch of projectors, and then in Qatar they have a museum with hundreds of giant projectors. There's so much future there.
Yeah, exactly. And I look forward to seeing what advancements come to immersive technology. Sometimes a flat panel is going to be the best thing for you, whether it's a traditional OLED or LCD panel. Sometimes it may be the modular, CLEDs or Samsung walls, or sometimes it may be a projector. They're all advancing. So the thing is, look at your use case, what you want in your room, and what is your budget, and pick the right solution.
And if you watch a Netflix show at home, you watch on what?
I watch a Netflix. I have a 85-inch TV for the daytime and a 140-inch screen that drops in front of it for the nighttime. I always say, why measure your TV in inches when you can measure it in feet, right?